Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back to Path of Exile for the Delirium League. This is gonna be the update video for pretty much my second day. Of course, day 1, day 2 are in the weekend, so I do get to play quite a little bit and I'm making progress, although I also have to be honest, probably half a dozen deaths at this point. The mechanic can be very dangerous. It can also be very rewarding. Especially when you get the portal early on the map, and then it's something like uniques. You can get, I got 5 uniques basically from the mechanic at one point. One thing that has changed, look at this, my little skitter bots now have Infernal Legion support, so they burn stuff down all on their own. And we're up to 3 specters, so I added one of those chieftains that gives us frenzy charges just to try and focus on the damage. And then of course we still use the skeletons as our living bombs and AoE devices. They are very powerful. Second ascension, I grabbed the bone armor stuff because it gives you an immunity to bleeding, which is really important. And well, it's kind of handy to have in general as an extra HP buffer. It has helped my survivability considerably. Here's a yellow, and there it is gone. So at the moment, of course, the tactic is get 9 skeletons out, which is what I can do. Then I'll do bone armor. I think that they burn for a little bit longer, and then we just start to walk through the map and see if we can't get that Delirium portal anywhere. I haven't seen it at this point. And yeah, we're starting Act 9. It is going decently smoothly at this point. And on top of that, I'm now finishing up the life node, bringing me to 2600 HP. Still have a lot of work to do on that. And because of the infernal skitter bots, I cannot use mind over matter. You can see that my mana is next to nothing. So that may change my passive tree a little bit from what I did before. But I find them very handy. They're super fast. They go after everything on the screen and even beyond the screen. They're really aggressive, and on small stuff, I mean, they just wreck everything that they encounter. My golems are doing really well, and at this point my minions don't really die anymore. So that's pretty good as well. I can just not worry too much about stuff like my what is it called here? Animate Guardian, for instance, not having to replace my my zombies who are on meat shield support so that they help with the defense. Very smooth ride, smooth experience. So let's get down there and try to get to that desert. There it is, the Vastiri Desert. This one's a little bit big, so it would be nice if we could get the portal early on. So I'm gonna try to hug. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see what we get. A blue pack comes in at first. Let's walk straight through that and then spam bone armor as much as I can, because it does tend to become a little bit more hectic like that. So I'm gonna try and use that as often as possible, but also move up so that I can do as much damage as I can. It's only for armor, which is unfortunate, but I can still zoom around, keep my skeletons up. They burn everything down. When I see that counter go down, I just re-click them. And at this point we grab the waypoint already. I think getting rid of the minions of the nightmare or the those delusional minions gives you the biggest bonus. So now we're up to 2 armor pieces. And it lasts a little bit, so we can just keep going. Let's bring that up to 9. All of this stuff should die decently easily, and we have a target, also a crafting recipe, which I still have to grab again. Let's do this. Do try to move around a little bit, because that is still something. You can see it's a whole lot of stuff that happens, and it's not always very clear. There's lots of AoE. Most of my deaths basically one-shots from the Delirium mechanic. So at this point what I do is I keep spamming my skeletons, hoping that everything else survives, and try to get the bone armor up as often as possible. Keep that count at 9. There we go, we got through that storm blades, which gives us almost a 1/3 piece of armor. And I think that's the cooldown. Ooh, we get a golden bugler. Chainmail piece.
Too much clutter.
And I'm already overburdened. Alright, let's take a quick look at that shield, because I still don't really have a good shield. Movement speed, intellect, increased evasion. 30 to all elemental resistances. 50% reduced duration of curse on you. Curse reflection. To block it, it really doesn't have stats. But the 30% elemental resistance could be pretty nice, of course. Let's head back up there towards our waypoints. And so, something that... oh, yeah, of course. Here we go. Let's bring that in quickly. The further away you go from the portal, the harder the mobs get. And I got one on like the bridge in Act 8 that went for fossils. Damn it. How are we gonna arrange? Well, let's get rid of this one. Just grab something else instead. Continue. Okay.
Take care.
Take a quick look if any of these might be of more interest. But really, I'm only interested in minion stuff potentially. So I would say no on that. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. And then we are going to keep this one.
Good luck.
So in my stash then, these can go there. Keep all the currency for now. And I couldn't even use this one because I don't have the dexterity. And so here is the tab for all of my uniques. Sin also has something to tell me. And then these guys also. And that, oh yeah, that opens up the way back there somewhere. And you as well. Alright. Let's get back in here, see what else we can find. But look at that, I'm still at 3 Spectres, 2 Skitter Bots. Of course, those guys are immortal, which I think makes them pretty damn cool. Especially if you look at how fast they are, how aggressive they are. Then we got 2 Golems, our Animate Guardian, 7 of my zombies. And then potentially also we have, so we can do this, go to the Oasis. And then up to 9 Skeletons, that's the way I'm playing. A massive army. That is pretty cool. Let's grab this buff. That should be down, no problem. And then I think if I stick... Ooh, there's the portal. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try to get a good run on this one. Do use my bone armor as often as possible. That's an orb of fusing. And then something that I really have to learn. Oof, that looks like potentially a big AoE. Alright, there's another one. Let's try to zoom around. Bone armor is up. 9 skeletons. Primordial stuff. Yeah, there's just so much stuff happening. It is kind of crazy. We are going to try and stick. Oops, there we go. Took a big hit that I shouldn't have in all likeliness. But just try and follow what happens. I have absolutely no idea. So most of the time I just spam my skeletons. Spam my bone armor, zoom around whenever I feel like there might be trouble. And now we're at 2 weapons. Okay, keep going. It's a big push. Got a bone armor here. More skeletons in the mix. Another yellow up there, should be alright. We still have quite a bit of room. So let's take advantage of that. That's good on the counter, I think. Spamming bone armor. Get rid of more. Ooh, and then we can go in here. That looks good as well. I can get through that. Preemptive potting. Come on, my skeletons. And now you can... I think you can tell that it is going a little bit slower. Because we are like basically at the end of the map. And there the mobs become more tanky, more powerful. But we also got that counter to 4. So here we go. Actually, something that we can use. That's pretty good. Let's get this stuff going. And there we go. Another one that we managed to do. It's mostly, well, let my minions do all the work, of course. And then stay out of trouble. Basically. Let's see what this one is about. Once I'm out of the Delirium, honestly, I do feel slightly overpowered. Because, as you can tell here, my guys burn everything down to a crisp. Very, very quickly and efficiently. So, that is fun. That is fun. This is also basically the popcorn necromancer with these skeletons working this way is the strongest I've ever felt when playing through Path of Exile. And so that's what I wanted to start with here as well, to see if I can't get the energy to go into the maps and maybe even master some higher level maps or something like that. And I feel like it might just work out. So even these blues, they don't last for very long. Didn't even see the boss. I'll take that. See what's in here. Sacrifice at noon. And a Val Fireball. Could be of use later down the line as well. And then let's see. We could do the skeleton boss. No, the not skeleton, but the scorpion boss. I'm not sure why there's still stuff around here. There it is. This goes to the Forbidden Vault. I don't think that's where I needed to go. Up here we get another place, the sand pit. Yep, no doubt about that. This ought to be the place with this skeleton. Let's see how we can handle this one. Because first, of course, you have to do a little bit of damage, and then it starts like a gauntlet. There it is. And bone armor is going to be really handy in all of this. We're going to try to stay ahead of the curve. But look at especially these little skitter bots. They just go straight in the middle of everything and burn it down. This is so cool. They weren't there last time I played through this. But absolutely love them. Very, very cool. Look at that. Don't even have to do anything. They're just wrecking that without any trouble. Oh, and I'm actually a little bit too far ahead of the curve. Can't even climb out of this. Armor. Okay. Alright. Gonna put these up. Bone armor again. Took it off, but we're fine. And there it is. The Swallowing Sands. It's gonna be your resting place. I think Sin calls her daughter or something. So you hear the skeletons explode. Take a little bit of damage. But bone armor is back. I feel a lot safer. Gonna keep zooming around. Try and dodge these attacks. Get that stuff back. In the middle of the sand pits. Okay, skeletons back up. Explode. Ah, she just dove away. There they go. And those AoE explosions are pretty damn good. So that one's down. Anything that we might want here? Probably not. And then we take that, which gives us chaos damage reduction. Could be good actually. And so because that's gonna be my weak point at this point, I think in my defenses. Yeah, chaos is not that great. Although physical damage is also still a threat. We will see. For now, let's get back. Let's sell this stuff. And that's basically once you get your character rolling again, the Delirium mechanic is doable. But it does feel like it's basically tuned a little bit for softcore. Because it feels very, very dangerous. I've been surprised by one-shots pretty damn often. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.
Yes? Take care.